Alright, so here we are at Six Flags Over Texas. This is actually the second time I filmed my intro as we come into the park. Why? Well, you'll just have to watch and find out. So they actually opened the parking lot about an hour before the park was scheduled to open. You're greeted with this great view of La Vibora from the outside, which we knew was going to be one of our first targets. Going through security, loved the entrance area, but was very disappointed with one thing with security. They don't allow anything that can hold a camera. No straps, no small tripods, selfie sticks and monopods and things like that I understand. But I have a little 6-inch long tripod that also doubles as a stabilizer handstand. Nope, not allowed. Had to take that back out to the car. So that's why you're going to see some of the slightly shaky video in this. Oh well, that's what happens. Well, that was kind of interesting. We've got 35 minutes till the park is open and we are in it. They do have a chain at one spot, but we got to walk through the whole Mexico section pretty much, as well as into Spain. You can actually see the entrance for La Vibora right over there. First time I've had a Six Flags park let people in that early and into that much of the park. Like I said, they had the parking open over an hour early, and then the entrance gates opened up about 40 minutes before they're actually supposedly open. So it's nice to be able to come in and poke around. So tomorrow morning when I come with my good camera, I'm going to be shooting pictures all over the place at this point. So, hey, nice job, Six Flags, like that. Just loving looking at the park and how incredibly pretty it is here. See all the trees and everything grown in, and then we actually just found out something really cool. They're actually going to open up some of the rides 30 minutes before the park opens. So like the sombrero here, we got about 1 minute till we supposedly get to hop on a ride. Loving this. So a little look around at the spot where it shifts to Spain. Notice all the trees, how grown in it is. Spain is right through there. Notice one other thing. And I'll be quiet for a second. That's right, the music actually fits the theme. Whoa! So, 15 minutes before the park opens, and here we go on our first coasters. Okay, so the park has officially been open for about 40 minutes. We got in a ride on La Vibora. We did Titan twice already, which is off that direction. We're just taking a quick pit stop break for ladies, and we're getting ready to head over this direction for Texas Giant. Can't wait, because it just opened up. Crowds aren't bad. Love the park. It still has its themes, so you can tell which area is which area. Great stuff. Okay, Joseph, what did you think of Titan and La Vibora? Which part? Yes. He's a lot of help, ain't he? So, I know we had a couple people on these that wanted me to bring a stabilizer. They don't allow anything that holds a camera in the park, whether it's a stabilizer, a mini tripod, or a selfie stick or whatever. So sorry if it's a little bumpy. But other than that, loving the park. Just beautiful park. So very pleased how it looks after 20 years. Well, I've now had a couple different rides on it. Once at the very back and once up at the front. And I can say I got another one in my top tier favorites. This coaster is nuts. Airtime all over the place, severe airtime. Fantastic ride. Hey, come ride it. So we had this incredible ride on Texas Giant, which was a lot of fun. So now we're enjoying possibly the scariest ride in the park. Yeah, that's right. It's Amber driving. So we're enjoying the little cars here. I can't remember what they're called. But taking a break out. That way my poor wife can actually get something that she might enjoy. You can tell she's just having a great time right now. So we just ate at JB's Barbecue, which was an interesting experience, to say the least. Food was really good. My wife, though, has a couple allergies. She can't do bread, can't do tomatoes, which meant trying to find her something to eat was going to be interesting regardless. But then our poor guy at the cash register from the Dominican Republic didn't speak or understand English, which made it very difficult to order anything. So, got some good food, but yeah, it was an interesting deal. Hint to management, don't put cashiers who can't speak and understand English. Not a good thing. Hey, look! We found Six Flags St. Louis! Except Pandemonium's right there. It's the Clone Wars. Most parks that would be called a yo-yo. Here, because they got the guns, it's a little different. The funny thing is, I can remember a ride looking exactly like that at Frontier City in Oklahoma. They may have had one here at the same time too. I don't remember. It's been 20 plus years. Let me give you an argument against karaoke.
I wait for love again. And we can learn to love again. Sing the stars. It's been written in the stars of my heart that we're not broken, just friends. And we can learn to.
So, Joseph, you want to karaoke now? Alright. So, just got off of the Joker, and I can say it definitely caught me by surprise. It's a 4D. This is the evolution of what is now X2 at Magic Mountain. Free spinning, I actually flipped 4 times on it. As soon as I went off that lift hill, it was an immediate flip, which caught me by surprise. I kind of yelled. My kids were kind of laughing at me. So, great ride, a lot of fun, kind of intense. I did get a little bit of a crotch shot in that part right there. One thing I do kind of want to point out, though, this is the same ride that about 2 weeks ago stopped up on the top. And if you look at that track right there behind my head, other side, over there, you'll notice that the track all looks the same. The story that they were giving when this froze on grad night is that the computer detected something and the sensor stopped it. Well, if you look real close there, you notice there's no difference in any of that track. There's no brakes there. I don't care what the sensors do. Once it goes off that lift hill over there, it's free flowing all the way till it gets to the end. So if it stopped there, that's not because of a sensor stopping it. That's something jamming a wheel or something like that. Once it drops off the lift, it's free flowing and it can't stop till it reaches the brakes, which are at the end. So I'm still waiting to hear what the real story is as to what actually caused it to stop. But it wasn't a sensor at that point. It's still safe. It still did what it was supposed to do. But yeah, not quite the story we're getting. Okay, so we just got off the Judge Roy screen. The way it used to be when you came out here, where their Skyflyer Tower is now, that actually used to be the Texas Shootout, which was the parachute ride that used to be here. And then you would come down into the tunnel, and again, this was 21 years ago, but as I recall, when you came up out of the tunnel, they actually had one of the very first boomerangs that was over here on the other side of the theater that was called Flashback. And then they actually had an old kids area straight out here too that was on a couple tiers going down. So, a little bit of old man trivia for you. So, we were on the Riddler Revenge. My son and I had a great time. My wife and daughter actually headed back out to the hotel to get some rest. As we got off the Riddler Revenge, we were looking around, gathering up our stuff after enjoying a great ride, and realized that we had a little bit of a problem. And you'll see why I'm moving here in just a second. And it's missing. My son had dropped his phone. So we actually had gotten off the ride, and Joseph realized that he didn't have his phone. And we did a whole bunch of looking around and calling, and went to Lost and Found, filled in the report for it, trying to figure out where it is. Walked back over here again and saw it actually underneath the loading platform. So they're almost standing right over it right now, at least where it was. And then, just now, as we came back to take another look and get a picture, we couldn't see it. Kind of flummoxed us a little bit. But they're saying that it's supposedly still there. Nobody's grabbed it. I don't know how a guest would get it real easy. So we're going to kind of wait and see here once it starts moving and see if we can spot the phone. So he was in seat number 20. And it was literally right there. And it is not there now. I don't see it. So this is one of the neatest things that's still at Six Flags over Texas. That's the oil derrick. And you can come up here and you can see the whole entire park. So for example, try and zoom in a little bit here for you. You can see the Texas Giant and Titans right over there. Just an incredible view of them. Their big amphitheater. It also gives you a little bit of an idea of just how incredibly green this park is. It's amazing how much ejector air there is on that coaster. You got 3 overbank turns. Another one there. Doing that I always loved as a kid. Just come up and meet characters and hopefully don't get run over by the Pergo. It's Sylvester and Porky Pig. So, I didn't relate the whole end result of the great phone search yesterday. By the time it was kind of ending up, my phone was near dying and I ended up having to use it for other stuff. My son's phone had actually fallen out on the Riddler's Revenge in a spot where it was right underneath the seats and the only time you could see it was when the platforms moved. Well, apparently somebody else on the ride also saw the phone, because by the time we were there again later, you saw my little clip trying to find it and it really wasn't where we thought it was. That's because somebody else had apparently picked it up and snagged it. Had the maintenance guys crawl all over the ride at the end of the night, and of course they couldn't find it because it wasn't there at that point. Yeah, somebody stole his phone. So last night and today was calling insurance, doing paperwork, and $200 later, we've got a replacement phone on the way. Yeah, that means my poor son has paid over $300 for his phone since last Saturday. Ouch. So, whoever got that phone, I hope it doesn't go all Galaxy 7 Note on you, or maybe I do. So as I'm wrapping up my trip here, I did run into one problem. Would you believe that they don't have a single magnet in the park that actually says Six Flags Texas on it? In fact, they only had one even actual Six Flags magnet, and that was for the Justice League Battle at Metropolis, which is at several parks and didn't even say anything. So I've been in the store behind me and 4 others, including their big ones here, the Looney Tunes Mall and a couple others, and not a single Six Flags Over Texas magnet. So I'm kind of bummed. So leaving with a shirt instead, and my maps, of course. But overall, though, it's been a good trip. Beautiful park. Absolutely love it here. Some of the best roller coasters in the country. A great mix of stuff. Lots of flat rides, and just gorgeous park. So complaints are few overall. You know, gee, I'll live without a magnet.
There's the roller coaster.
That's tight. So
It's
that would
tight.
be like Goliath.
Like a life for you. I'm the best the cameraman there was in the world.
That's the new Texas Giants. Derrick was here.
Heard to bring the flood.
Here.
The green roller
Joseph, meanwhile, is
coaster.
being a dorkwad.
I'm not doing it in the big did it.
Every other roller coaster you see there is pretty much new.
Yeah, pretty much near. Yeah.
It's like they didn't have
You bet me. Ding fair. Hit the flare, the flare.
Swedish chef would be Disney.